Hi everyone. So with this lesson, we're going to move away from equations and move into inequalities. So objectives today, we're going to create and solve inequalities in one variable. We're going to interpret some solutions to inequalities, and we're going to identify inequalities as true or false based on our number of solutions. So dives right into our first problem. We want to solve this inequality and graph the solution. Okay, so solving is just like solving an equation. Your goal is to get all your x's on one side and get x on it by itself. So first thing here, we should probably distribute. So if I distribute that -4, I get -12x. Be careful here, negative times a negative makes a positive, so +4 plus 6x is greater than or equal to 16. Okay, combine our like terms now. I got -12x and I have positive 6x. So I add those together, I get a -6x plus 4 greater than or equal to 16. Okay, I get x by itself. I want to get rid of the 4, so it's +4, so I get subtract. So -6x is greater than or equal to 12. Next thing we want to do is divide by -6. Okay, so obviously we get -2 over here. Remember, anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip the inequality around. Okay, so x is less than or equal to -2. So now we're going to do a number line. With number lines, I'm usually pretty lazy. I just do a couple quick numbers. Okay, you can make it as long as you want, but usually 3 is okay. Okay, so the first thing we should do is graph what kind of circle. Because we are equal to, we're going to use a closed circle. So I put a closed circle of -2. Okay, and I'm less than. So where are my numbers that are less than? To the left. Okay, and something that might help you remember, notice this arrow looks like this. That's what my arrowhead here is doing. Okay, so less than is to the left. And that's how you do that. Okay, so quick things here to remember. Remember, less than looks like the L kind of. Okay, less than. Greater than looks like this symbol. Greater than or equal to has a line under it. Okay, when multiplying or dividing by a negative number, always flip the inequality sign. Okay, remember to graph. You write the inequality with the variable first. Okay, so if I have something like -2 is greater than or equal to x, I don't like that. That's confusing. So we want to flip it around. So put the x and put the -2. Look at the mouth. It's eating the -2, so I keep it eating the -2. This will help you with graphing much more than this. Okay, so always write the inequality at the variable first. Okay, if we have just less or greater than or less than, we have an open circle. If we're equal to, we do a closed circle. Less than goes to the left, greater than goes to the right. Okay, so your turn. Please pause the video and try these two problems, please. Okay, notice it says solve and graph. Okay, so I'll do it now. So distribute -6x minus 6 less than 10. Add 6. -6x is less than 16. Divide by the -6. X flip greater than. I'm going to just reduce this fraction. It's negative, let's see, 2 goes into both of those, 8/3. Or if you want to put it as a decimal, -2.6 repeating. Okay, the graph number line, I'm going to put -2.6 repeating. This would be -2.3 repeating. Here would be -2, and I'll put -3 here. Okay, this one is obviously going to be an open circle. Okay, not equal to, and we're greater than, so we go to the right. Okay, letter B. Again, I'm going to distribute first. 8 minus 4x is greater than 1. Okay, I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 8. -4x is greater than -7. Divide by the -4. Oh, but divided by a negative, so again, flip the sign. And negative over negative is a positive. Or you could say x is less than 1.75. Number line, here's 1.75, here's 2, here's 1.5. This one, I'm going to have an open circle, okay, because I'm not equal to, and less than goes to the left. Okay, so now a little bit harder. We have a variable on both sides. So again, just like equations, we're going to get all of our variables on one side, everything else on the other. Okay, it's your choice what you move first. I personally prefer to move the x's first. I always look for the smaller. So looking at this problem, 3.5 versus 1.5, 1.5 is smaller, so I'm going to subtract 1.5x from both sides. 3.5 minus 1.5 is 2.5x plus 19 greater than or equal to negative 7. Okay, all my x's are together. Let's get all the other stuff together. So let's get rid of this 19. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I prefer to have in class. 3.5 minus 1.5 is just simply 2. There we go, that looks better. Okay, so let's get rid of this 19. So we're going to subtract. 2x is greater than or equal to negative 7 minus 19 is negative 26. Okay, divide both sides by 2. X, do I flip? No, because notice I'm dividing by a positive, so it stays the same. Negative 26 divided by 2 is 13. Okay, notice I'm dividing by a positive on both sides, no flipping. Okay, number line for a 13 in the middle, 14 on that side, 12 over here. Okay, open or close circle, should be closed because we're equal to. And it's greater than, so I'm going to go to the right. There you go. Okay, your turn. Pause the video, please, and try this problem. Okay, so again, first thing I want to do is get all my x's on one side, everything else on the other. This 2x is smaller, so I'm going to subtract 2x. I have negative 5. Please be very careful. Notice that's not negative, it's attached there. Is less than 5 minus 2 is 3. And then bring down the negative 22. Okay, I got all my x's together. Got to move the other stuff. Okay, so let's add 22 to both sides. 22 minus 5 is 17. Is less than 3x. I get my x by itself. I'm going to divide. So 17 over 3, you can leave it as a fraction, is less than x. You could also write this as 5.6 repeating. Okay, now looking at this problem, you should see something wrong. Ugh, I don't have my x first, so let's rewrite it. Okay, put x first, 5.6 repeating on the other side. My mouth is eating the x, so I'm going to continue to eat the x. So now I have x is greater than 5.6 repeating. Number line time, I'm going to put 5.6 repeating, 6, 5.3 repeating. Okay, open or close circle. I am not equal to, so it's just going to be open. And x is greater than, my arrow is pointing to the right, so off to the right we go. And there's your answer. Okay, moving on, let's keep going, keep drawing these. First thing in this problem, probably should distribute. Okay, so I get negative 6x. Again, be careful, negative times a negative is a positive. It's greater than negative 6x plus 9. Okay, now what? Let's get all our x's together. I'm just going to go ahead and add this one. It's negative 6x plus 6x. Boom, that's gone. Negative 6x plus 6x. Oh, that's gone too. I'm left with 15 is greater than 9. I have no x's. So let's think about what this says. 15 is greater than 9. Is that true? Absolutely. This is true. So, if I have a true statement, does it matter what I put in for x? No, it doesn't. Okay, so whenever you have a true statement, we're going to say all real solutions. Okay, or if you want a little bit of mathematical shorthand, you can say all reals. Okay, the R 2 lines. Okay, so all real numbers are solutions of the inequality. Okay, so make sure you say all real numbers or all real solutions. Okay. You might have also realized that right here at this line. Okay, I personally see, oh, the x's are identical. So let's look here and here. Is that true? Absolutely. So you could have also stopped here and said all reals. Okay, as long as you get a true statement, you can stop. Okay, so all real numbers. Okay, another example here together. 4x minus 5 is less than 2 times 2x minus 3. Again, probably should distribute first. So 4x minus 5 is less than 2 times 2 is 4x. 2 times negative 3 is minus 6. Okay, let's get rid of our x's. So minus 4x minus 4x. Oh, 4x minus 4x, that's gone. Oh, 4x minus 4x, that's gone. So I'm left with negative 5 is less than negative 6. Okay, so just like the last problem, is this true? Is negative 5 less than negative 6? Absolutely not. This is a false statement. So what do you think happens when we have a false statement? Absolutely no solution. Right? Since the inequality results in a false statement, any value of x we plug in is also going to result in a false statement. So this inequality has no solution. Right? No solution. Again, just like the last problem I was talking about, you could stop right here. Notice the x's are the same, so you really just concentrate on this part, and you could say not true. Okay, so you could also stop right there. Okay, your turn. Solve each inequality. Please make sure you pause the video and try these. Okay, letter A, I'm going to go ahead and distribute. So I get negative 8x plus 4 less than negative 8x plus 4. I don't like these 8x's, so let's get rid of them. Oh, those cancel. Oh, those cancel. 4 is less than 4. Is that a true statement? Absolutely not. That's false. So what does that mean? No solution. Okay, letter B. Again, distribute. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Don't like these x's hanging around, so let's get rid of them. Oh, those cancel. Oh, these also cancel. Negative 5 is less than negative 3. What do you think? Well, that's true. So, all reals. Okay, so all real numbers work here. Okay, word problem, everyone's favorite. Okay, these are super important, okay? So Derek wants to order some roses online. We want to know for what number of roses is it less expensive to order from florist A. We also want to talk about florist B. Okay, so here's florist A. We know they charge $4.75 per blue rose plus $40 delivery charge. Florist B, on the other hand, charges $5.15 per red rose plus a $25 delivery charge. So what are we trying to solve for? Well, it tells us right here. What number of roses? Okay, so let's say R equals roses. It's always a good idea when you're doing word problems to label your variables. Helps you keep track of it. Okay, especially when we get to systems of equations where you have more than one variable happening. Okay, so other keywords you should be popping out. It's less than. Okay, less expensive. So I want A to be less than B. So A less than B. So that's what I'm going to set up. Okay, so let's talk about florist A. $4.75 per rose plus $40 delivery charge. $4.75 per rose. $4.75 times the number of roses. Okay, plus a $40 delivery charge. So plus 40. Okay, so that's florist A, and we know that florist A, we want it to be less than florist B. So let's talk about florist B now. Well, florist B is 515 per red rose. So that's 515 times the number of roses, okay, plus 25. So let's go ahead and solve. Get all of our r's on one side, everything else on the other. So I like to move the smaller of the r's, so we're going to subtract 475. So I'm left with a 40 is less than, let's see, 25 cents up to 5 plus 15 is 0.4. And let me pull up a calculator. We can check that real quick. Of course, it's being slow. Okay, 515 minus 475, 0.4, yep. Okay, so 0.4 r plus 25. Okay, I got all my r's together. Let's get everything else together. So subtract this 25. 40 minus 25 is 15, is less than 0.4 r. Okay, so divide both sides by 0.4. 15 divided by 0.4, 37.5. Now, I don't know about you, but I always think better when r comes first. So r, 37.5. My mouth is eating the r, so keep it eating the r. So this is saying A is cheaper than B when I order more than 37.5 roses. Now, does it make sense to order 37.5 roses? Are you going to get half a rose to give to your significant other? Absolutely not. So we can bump this up to 38. But 38 would work, so we'll make it equal. So we would say florist A is cheaper than florist B when you buy 38 or more roses. Now let's make sure we actually answered the full question. Okay, I got that part. Oh, but now I want to know when it's cheaper to order from florist B. Do I have to do the work again? No, absolutely not. You just flip the inequality around. So florist B is cheaper than florist A when you buy, so instead of 38 or more, I'm going to say less than 38 roses. Okay, so word problems, super important that you read the entire question and go back, make sure you answer the entire question. Okay, when you take the AIR test, they will ding you on stuff like this because a lot of the times we answer the one question, oh, we think we're done. Make sure you go and read it carefully. Okay, so 2 parts there. Okay, please try this problem, pause it, it's just like the last problem we just did. Okay, so you should be able to set this up. So same kind of thing, we're ordering roses online. Florist A is $4.75 per rose, plus a $40 delivery charge. Florist B, oh, we're increasing the cost now. Okay, so the roses are $5.20, but we still have that $25 delivery charge. So we want florist A to be cheaper first. Okay, so florist A, set him up. We just like the last time, 475 R plus 40. We want him to be cheaper, so he's less than. Florist B, instead of 515, now we're 520. Plus that $25 delivery charge. Same process as last time. We are going to subtract my 475R. 40 is less than 25. 45.45R plus 25. Subtract that 25. 15 is less than 0.45R. Divide both sides by 0.45. Can't do that in my head, so 15 divided by 0.45. 33.3, repeating. Okay, again, not a fan of the R being second, so I'm going to flip it. Okay, it's eating the R. Okay, so it is, sorry, we'll start with florist A. Florist A is cheaper than florist B when you order. Again, can I order 0.3 repeating of a rose? Absolutely not. So let's change that to R is greater than or equal to 34. Okay, 34 or more. And then you just flip it around for florist B, because again, it asked about florist B. So florist B, cheaper than florist A when you order less than 34 roses. And that is how you answer the whole problem. Okay, so that's how you solve inequalities in one variable. Okay, so just to summarize, remember you isolate the variable, so get all the variable on one side, everything else on the other. Okay, remember, so if I have a true statement, it's going to be all real numbers. If I have a false statement, there's no solution. And make sure you remember how to graph. Homework, you're going to do page 34. Try problems 15 through 27 odd, 29 through 32, 41 through 47, 41 and 47. As always, if you have any questions, make sure you're prepared to ask. Hope you guys have a great day.